Personally, Goku is an extremely charismatic character and can be quite cheerful at various times. Even if the moments are the most critical possible, he never lowers his head to any enemy and never loses hope of winning. He is always very determined and always tries to find a way to save everyone from a greater threat. Goku, despite showing feelings such as anger and joy, we hardly see him cry in the Dragon Ball work. The only moment we see our protagonist cry is when he meets his grandfather Gohan, as this was the perfect moment for him to cry, as he was a child and was seeing his late grandfather again after so long. But after that, we never saw Goku cry, not even against extremely evil villains that would appear ahead. Anyway, the big question is, why didn't Goku ever cry again? Guys, if you're enjoying the video, leave a like and help the channel grow even more. Let's help the channel. And now let's go back to the video. Well guys, Goku has been through several difficult situations, and no matter how many times he went through these extremely complicated situations, he never lost his composure and didn't cry in any of them. He always kept his head up, and although there were situations in which he would be sad and angry, he never showed any tears falling from his eyes. Guys, one reason why Goku doesn't cry is because there are Dragon Balls. That is, if a very important person to him dies, he can simply end up reviving that person using the Dragon Balls. Goku always trusted the spheres, and even though millions of people ended up dying during various conflicts that took place on Earth, he always maintained a confident smile, stating that the Dragon Balls would bring the dead people back. But what if the Dragon Balls were extinct? What if by some twist of fate, an enemy destroyed the spheres? How would Goku react? Would he cry to find out he could never get his friends back? Look guys, absolutely, yes. Goku never lost his composure and never cried, mainly due to the fact that the Dragon Balls existed to help the Z Warriors bring back people who ended up being killed in various confrontations. But now that these same Dragon Balls were completely extinct, Goku would be left alone, without no one. And that would certainly make him very reflective about himself. He would think about his deceased friends, about his inability of not being able to save them, and also his inability of not being able to revive them. All these thoughts would shock Goku, and when he thought more deeply about it, I'm sure he would show his tears to us. Perhaps Goku's inability not to cry in different situations is because he is a Saiyan. As we know, Saiyans have always been created and shaped to be elite warriors who conquer planets, and as they are beings who murder several people to take over a planet, for you, sentimentality is not allowed in any way for this extremely barbaric race of warriors. Even though Goku was a Saiyan who was raised on Earth and learned human values, he is still a Saiyan. The warrior race blood simply cannot abandon Goku, no matter what he does. So, if an extremely powerful warrior appeared and killed everyone that Goku had a special affection for, Goku could do absolutely nothing, since the spheres were completely extinguished, right? He would be shaken and helpless, because he couldn't save his friends. That is, it didn't happen in the same way as it always did in previous times. If that happened, Goku would definitely cry. He would have no friends, and as he would have no friends, he would end up living alone in the world. Goku was a person who was born totally isolated from the real world. He always lived on the Pao's mountain, together with his grandfather Gohan, and because of this, he is also not very familiar with emotions, as his grandfather Gohan didn't have much time to explain these things to Goku since he ended up dying. In this case, Goku would have to start over in his life, learn to live in society, and also learn the value of life. And from that, Goku would learn about what the process of crying for someone is like, he would be more familiar with emotions, and then he would begin to have a deeper knowledge about it. Among the different situations that Goku went through in his adulthood, he never cried even once. And do you know why? It was because of the fact that he possessed the ability and power to save the people he loved so much. In this case, he not only possessed the Dragon Balls, but also possessed the Force at his side. He always thought of a way to improve each. He increasingly used his skills alongside his companions, so that he could protect everyone. However, what if things changed? What if Goku didn't have enough power to stop a certain threat? What if the Dragon Balls were banned or eliminated forever, as I said previously? There would be nothing left for Goku. Absolutely nothing. And as there would be nothing left, he would start to feel the emptiness of loneliness. And that's what emotions come with. Goku would learn what it's like to definitively lose people. that the Dragon Balls won't always help. Save people who were killed, and that he wouldn't always have the strength to stop a certain enemy. And when he thought about it, Goku would become very emotional. And as the emotions of tears would be something somewhat new to him, I would discover this little by little. Goku is a brave and fearless warrior, and despite going through several risky situations, deep down he was always sure that he would see his friends again thanks to the Dragon Balls. That is, no matter how nervous he was. Anger in certain situations, deep down he knew that he could revive people who ended up being killed in battles. That's the point. Goku has become too accustomed to using the spheres. He has always placed his hopes of reviving others in them. But if they were destroyed, there would be no way to revive the people who die and the people that Goku loves so much. Goku could even ask Zeno-sama to gather all the Super Dragon Balls and make the request to bring his friends back. However, I strongly doubt that Zeno-sama would accept a request like that. After all, they are the Super Dragon Balls, and these spheres can only be used in extreme cases if it is important. If by some chance Toyotaro ended up introducing an arc in which the Dragon Balls would be completely extinguished, it would be an extremely reflective and incredible arc, as it would bring up a theme that was portrayed in Dragon Ball GT, which is the abuse of the Dragon Balls, of the various requests and also selfish requests. And if Toyotaro were to introduce something like that, we could even see the evil dragons in action in the canonical work. Who knows, even the evil dragons would be stronger than their versions in Dragon Ball GT. And the appearance of these extremely powerful dragons would begin to be the bane of the use of the Dragon Balls. Thus, they would be unable to be used forever. This would bring a good theme to the narrative of Dragon Ball Super. It would show the Z Warriors that they could not depend on using the Dragon Balls forever, as there would be no more spheres for them to use. The Warriors would know how to value the lives they have more. Not only that, but it would be a good theme for Goku to mature even more and start to value people's lives in an even more protective way. Because if any of them ended up dying, they would have escaped. They ended up dying forever, right? So, there would be no way for them to return. They would only have one life to enjoy, and it would definitely be their last life. From that moment on, deaths in Dragon Ball would have more weight in the work, and if we ended up seeing a character die, it would be the last time he would be in the work, as he would die definitively. Think with me. Even if Goku and his friends resolved the theme of a supposed saga of evil dragons, they would still be without the spheres, as they would be prohibited from using them again by Shenron himself, who would no longer be able to conceive desires. And in this way, the Dragon Ball characters would start to enjoy life more and start to age, so they would enjoy their lives in their own ways. They would make the most of it, and finally, the time would come when they would leave for valid and would never be revived again. Well, what about you? What do you think? Do you think it would be interesting if Toyotaro brought a saga specifically about this? It would certainly be an interesting and reflective topic, as Goku would start to value the lives of the people around him more, and also his own life. Well, tell us what you think in the comments below. Guys, the video will end here. Did you like the themes? Comment. I would love to know the opinion of other Dragon Ball fans about what could happen in the work. Remember, I left your like and subscription. This helps the channel a lot. Oh, and also it would be wonderful if you shared this video with your friends, you know? Those friends who are passionate about Dragon Ball. Anyway, I count on your support and see you later.